I don't know what happened. I just. Am I the host now?
Yes.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashata Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Te Namaha. Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Pushpanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So today, last day of level 1. I hope all of you have registered for level 2 already. It would be difficult to meet in this week or next week again, like what NND Prabhuji was suggesting, because I'll be outstation for some days, and then when I'm back, we are having this Jagannath Puri Yatra. So I doubt if we are able to meet. If anything is there, I will intimate in the group. Okay.
Mataji, after these classes, will this group continue, or what is the status of this group?
Until the level 2 class start, you can be there in this group. And then once the level 2 classes commence, then maybe you can leave.
Okay, because so that we'll be getting some good information and we'll be in association.
Yeah, so until the level 2 classes start, you be there so that you will have information. Anything you can ask the same admins. Okay?
Can't you make this group into level 2 group itself?
No, Mataji, it's not possible. Because we have many groups. Not everybody are joining, no? So unnecessarily we cannot have like that. Not everybody in this group will join. No? There will be more than 200 to 50 people, but very hardly some less than 20 people. Whoever coming to class only will register. Out of them also, not everyone. So no point in having the same.
Mataji, I was just thinking that after today, after this class is over, if we, our 20 members or the 18 members that are in the group who are serious, can form a WhatsApp group by ourselves. Any of one of us can take a lead and
no, nothing. No, Mataji. We are doing the Bhakti Vriksha groups for that. That will be done in the level 2. So just wait for one more week. So once level 2 is created, in level 2, Bhakti Vriksha groups are made. So don't worry about it. You all will be there. You can be there in Bhakti Vriksha groups. Okay.
And thank you.
Yeah.
What is level 2 group called?
Level 2 only, level 2 English sometime in
No, no, like if I want to enter level 2 group, so how do I come in?
We share the link no for joining level 2. It will be shared in group. So you can just join. Register yourself just like how you registered for
And what
level
is the
1.
name of that group then?
Rita ji, it's already, the link is
Mataji.
already shared, and it is called as English L2 group, September, some group like that, English
yeah.
L2.
Mataji, I mean, the moment we registered for level 2, we were automatically added to one
Yes.
WhatsApp group. It
Yes,
is
Mataji.
English
Nothing to worry. Don't worry
Sadachar,
about the name of the.
English
Link is
Sadachar,
directed.
Saturday 7 p.m.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So let's start. So we are on day 18, and I'd like to congratulate all of you for coming till this far. No, it's not easy. So big congratulations for all of you. And so today we are at chapter 18, the perfect renunciation, and Moksha, Sanyasa, Yoga. So let's bear obeisances to Sri Sri Radha Govind, ISKCON Mangalore, and to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arjuna Uvacha Sanyasyasya Mahabaho Tattvamichhami Meditum Yagasya Charishikesha Pritakeshi Nishudana. Arjuna said, O mighty armed one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation Tyaga and of renounced order of life Sanyasa. O killer of Keshi demon, master of the senses. So here, so we saw this in chapter 3 and chapter 5, where Arjuna wants to know why, which is better, no? Whether taking sannyas or I have to work. So, but here he's asking for the purpose of sannyas and the tyaga, that is the renunciation, and the renounced order of life. Can you please explain? So basically, in the chapter 2, all the topics of Bhagavad Gita was covered in brief. And then later we had everything in detail. And here it's like a summary of instructions which is given in all the chapters. Krishna is covering in this chapter. So here Krishna is addressed by Arjuna as Rishikesha. Rishikesha means what? Can someone tell? Who is Rishi? Why? What is meaning of Rishikesha?
Controller of the
Controller of
senses.
Senses and mind, includes mind. Okay. Yeah. So controller, master, is a master and controller of senses and mind. So here, when he wanted, Arjuna is asking like, explain in a way so that my mind can understand and it can remain equipoised, not without any getting disturbed or agitated. That's why he calls him as Rishikesh and Keshi Nishudana. Keshi Nishudana because he has killed the demon called Keshi. So many a times we see Krishna is called as Madhusudana. That is also like he killed the demon called Madhu. That is why he is called Madhusudana. So here doubts are compared to the demons. So kindly demolish the doubts which has arisen in my mind. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam Sanyasam Kavayo Viduhu Sarva Karma Palatyagam Rahustyagam Vichakshanaha. The giving up of activities that are based on material desire is what great learned men call the renounced order of life, sannyasa, and giving up the result of activities is what the wise call renunciation or tyaga. So Krishna nowhere is asking to give up the activities. No? He always says that do the activity but leave the fruits. So here also what is sannyasa is not basically the people who don't engage in any sense gratification. Whatever they do, the activities, it is for the pleasure of the Lord. Somebody is on. Yeah. So he's asked, so Arjuna, don't you fight, but leave the result to me. That's what Krishna is trying to tell here. And give up the results of all activities. That is called as tyaga or sacrifice. So everything we see that our acharyas, great acharyas, they never renounced in a sense materially. They renounced anything. They live like real true mendicants. But then all the money whichever they had, they used it for Krishna's service. So it's not necessary that they have to give up all the material, but everything making use in Krishna's service is called as Yukta Vairagya. So there is another one which is called as Phalgu Vairagya, that means rejecting anything which could be otherwise used in the service of Lord. So Sanyasa means working for satisfaction of the Lord, not for my senses. So that is called real Sanyasa. Some learned men declare that all kind of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. Yet other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned. So we see, right, mainly the Vedas deal with this all fruitive activities, do some sacrifice or for some material benefit. So this is also called as faulty because there is some desire in that. So here Prabhupada gives an example of like how there is a duality in understanding in the sages also. Some say that should never be given up, like some they do sacrifice, animal sacrifice. And in the olden days, in Vedic age, when an animal was sacrificed, that was for a higher cause, because the animal that was going for a sacrifice, that would get a human birth after the sacrifice. So because that kind of brahmanas also were available then, and even so that was possible. But and then in those time also there were sages who would say still it has to be abandoned because they also have life, no? So there is always that duality is there. That was Krishna is saying here. But then sacrifice, act of sacrifice, yeah. So this is talking about the two type of people, two beliefs. So now what Krishna says: Yagnadana tapakarma natyajam karyameva tat yagnodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up. They must be performed indeed. Sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great soul. So Krishna is declaring here that acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance even are performed by the liberated soul. So it is everyone has to perform. What is the sacrifice for Kali Yuga? What is the sacrifice recommended for Kali Yuga?
Chanting of mantra.
Yes, chanting of the holy name. Yes, or doing kirtan. Yeah, chanting. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So yagnas is required for all the ashramas. Basically, yagnas are performed for our own purification. So here we see a story from Bhagavatam. There was a king called Daksha.
Very sorry. I didn't get what is the sacrifice for Kali Yuga. What is the answer?
Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Mantra, okay.
Chanting of the holy name. Chanting of the holy name. Because we know, na, what was for Satya Yuga? Sacrifice. What was Satya Yuga sacrifice?
Meditation.
Yeah. And then for Treta Yuga?
Yajna, Havan.
Yeah, correct. And then for Dwapar Yuga?
Building temples. Temple worship.
Yes, good. Yes. For Kali Yuga, it is chanting the holy name.
Chanting.
Yes. So here is a story from Bhagavatam. So King Daksha, he was king of he was father of Sati Devi. So she was wife of Lord Shiva. So he was not actually, he didn't have a liking towards his son-in-law, because he lived in a graveyard and he used to put the ashes on his body and he used to hang all this, the skulls over his neck. Somehow he didn't have a liking, and he didn't like him. He didn't like Lord Shiva. So once he performed a very big sacrifice, and he didn't invite them. He didn't invite his daughter itself. So once she sees, because we know there is a mention of these airplanes those time also. It was there, but that was done by chanting of the mantras, not like now industrial is how we do. You know, in the Bhagavatam now it is happening, the story of how Kapila Dev is coming, and his father, he has created a Kardava Muni. He created a seven-story this one that is in air palace. I mean, not just palace, it is a moving one. So that was possible. That was possible from the chanting of the mantras. So here she sees from that many are going in that airplanes, all the Gandharvas, Devatas, everyone are dressing nicely and they were all wearing very nice ornaments. And she sees and she asks, where are you all going? And then they say that King Daksha is performing very big sacrifice, so we are all invited and we are going. And then she immediately runs to her husband and Sati Devi, she asks her husband that even I want to go, my father is not. So then he says, we are not invited, so why do you want to go? Then he says, I don't need an invitation, it's my father's house. So right, natural. So she says, then he says that, no, see, I'm telling you, if you go, then you will, it will, it's not, if you are not honored, then it is, you will only feel ashamed of going. So then he warns also, she doesn't listen. Then she goes there. When she goes there, actually the seed, sacrificial seed, they give for every the big people. But for Lord Shiva, he had not kept any place at all. So she feels very embarrassed there after going there, and father didn't even speak to her. So she felt very bad because he had not respected her husband. So what she does, so she immediately decides to give up her body. So she jumps on that in the fire sacrifice, because that body, what she's having, she was ashamed to have that body, and she says, this body that I have got from you, I don't want it. So she jumps in it and she dies. So when Lord Shiva comes to know, so he comes and then he takes out the head of Daksha. So then what happens? In halfway the sacrifice stopped. So everybody, all devatas, everybody went to, plead him that because sacrifice is done for a welfare of all the human society, so it should not have been done. So then he comes and then he fixes a goat head. The goat head was given to Daksha. So then Daksha realizes and he falls at his feet and asks for forgiveness. So here Prabhupada mentions that though he got a goat head, he remembered everything what happened, and he didn't act like a goat. He had that remembrance and he was able to understand. So from where is it coming? So it is not that from brain alone we have the intelligence, the soul has an intelligence. So intelligence comes from a soul. This is also one example we can understand. So this was the thing, and then after all sacrifice was done, and Lord Vishnu appears because he is the Bhoktara. No? Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvalokam Aishwara. So he is the benefactor of all the enjoyer of all sacrifices. So he comes and so here that's what Krishna is saying. It also purifies even the liberated souls. So one should not leave this act of sacrifice, charity, and penance. All these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty, O son of Pritha. That is my final opinion. So without attachment. So here in this picture, we can see that he is just a person is saving an animal out of matter of duty, because they are also like our, we have to see them like our brothers, or right? Because they are also, Krishna says, Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Aham Bija Pratapita. So I am the seed giving father for all the living entities. So we have also come through, evolved through all animals, bird, and now we have got a precious human life. No? So here Krishna says, do your work, fight as a Kshatriya, and don't get attached to the result. Be like in the chapter 5, Krishna says, how be like a lotus leaf which is not untouched by water. Padma Patram Ivam Bhasa. No? So just do like a matter of duty. Don't expect result from the sacrifice. So even for whatever sacrifice we do, that should be pure to please the Lord, not for expectation of some material advancement. So here, when there is a prescribed duties, how in 3 modes people act. So when in the 3 shloka explains, 8.7 says that when a person is in mode of ignorance, he does not perform his prescribed duties. What is the reason? He is illusion. And in the mode of passion, also he does not do. And the reason is being the fear, difficulties or fear. So, but in the mode of goodness, the performs, though even if it is hard, he performs. So, Prabhupada gives in the purport that one, like if there is a spiritual master, he can perform the marriages, and Prabhupada also has done that. many marriages for his disciples. Not that, okay, you're in Krishna consciousness, you should not get married, you have to completely dedicate your life to Krishna. No, it is just a matter of choice. Some people like to be brahmachari all their life or take sannyas at a later age, but then some does not want to. They want to get into Grihastha life, and Prabhupada has arranged for that. So not by saying, then if somebody does like that, not doing the prescribed duties, then it is also an illusion, Prabhupada says. And in the person who is in a mode of goodness, he will perform. So in this shloka 13 and 14, it explains why we should not get attached to fruit of my action. No, I am not the cause. Then who is the cause? We understand here. O mighty armed Arjuna, according to Vedanta, there are 5 causes for the accomplishment of all action. Now learn of these from me: the place of action, the body, the performer, the various senses, many different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. So we see here, so any work in this material world to happen, so all these 5 factors are important. What is this? First is the place of action, the performer, so the various senses, the many different kind of endeavor, and ultimately super soul. So here we can see, so for example, someone has to set up a sari shop. So now the place has been fixed for the shop. So this place is there, and then the next is the performer. So who is the performer here? So the performer is the buyer and the seller. No, so the buyer is there to sell, and the seller is going to buy. So the performers and the various senses. So when we go to buy anything or shopping, we have to feel the cloth. No? When we are buying, or we have to see the color, the combinations, and we have to feel the quality of the material. So all this, the senses are involved. We touch with the hand, with the eyes we see. So the various senses involved, and different kind of endeavor. What does it mean? So basically, if someone has to come to your shop, you have a shop. So obviously that we need to give proper advertisement and a nice board, so that to attract, or keeping the dolls outside. Why do the people do? To attract. So different endeavors that the person do, the shop owner. And finally, after doing all that, the ultimately super soul means Krishna should approve that. So unless that, nothing can happen. We know, no, many marriages, we have seen that everything was there, but for what some reason the marriage will not happen, it gets stopped. So even during Corona, many places it happened, because when Corona started, so many marriages got cancelled, postponed, like that. Why? Because there was the divine approval was not there. Many times in life we think everything is fine, I can do anything. No, unless Krishna has approved, nothing can happen. This is why these 5 factors are determining any accomplishment. So one more example, there is a side factory. Okay, they want to construct a manufacturing unit. So there is a place, and then there are people, senses involved, the performers, right? The engineer is there, and the contractors they are discussing. And then the different endeavor, they have to, for setting up a factory, they have to take so many licenses, and these things are required for factory, bringing up new machineries and all that. And then finally, there should be approval from Krishna. Otherwise, that will not get open. So these are necessary. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha pashyanti akrita buddhivan nasa pashyati durmatihi. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. So if we consider that only because of me everything is getting done, then I am most foolish, Krishna says, because it is because only if Lord approves. So that is why we have to see God's hand in every action in our life. Then we will not feel any anxiety. No, whatever is happening, if I think, okay, Krishna is there behind, and then why we should take tension. So sometimes how much ever you do, if it is not happening that way, then it is Lord is not wishing. But that does not mean we should give up our action and leave it that God will take care. I'm not. No. That is not approved by Lord. Krishna says in 2.47. You should not become attached to inactive. Karmanyevadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturkuhu mate sangosya karmani. Don't become attached to being inactive. You have to perform. So I'll tell you one example for this. So there were two sons. Okay, so two sons, and then one son. Both the place the son, father is not well. Okay, we'll take an example like father is getting a heart pain at 2 o'clock. So one son, what he will do? He will tell father that you please take this tablet. It's too late, 2 o'clock. Let's see tomorrow morning. Okay, and then what happens? Morning 6 o'clock, father passed away. And the other son in the other house. So same thing happened, heart pain, and what he did, son rushed him to the hospital. And then by 6 o'clock again, the father passed away. Doctor said we couldn't save him. Sorry. So now what do you think? Who will be the at least for next 5 years? Just imagine the mind, how it will be disturbed of the son who has not taken him to the doctor. No, that is why Krishna says, don't give up the activities. We have to do our this one, but then leave it to result to God. Though his father died, both the place, but one is happy that I did my duty, and the other place he didn't even do his duty. No, that is why we should not get attached to result, but do your duty. Krishna says. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are three factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. So for any work to be done, the three things are here. Knowledge should be there to perform any action, the object of knowledge, and the knower. Okay. So if he has to play and also he has to think before doing that. So one has to undergo psychological process of thinking, feeling, and willing. That is called impetus. So basically, before doing any action, he has to think. If he has to throw a proper goal, he has to plan properly, in the mind, and then only the physical this will happen. So there is a knowledge and the object of knowledge, what to be done, and the knower, the person who is performing. So these things constitutes the so three factors that motivate any action. So now there is an assessment. This is self-assessment. You need not tell me the result. So you can take one paper and pen. So if you're on this side, okay, the first one, then you get 3 marks. The second one is 2 marks, and the third one is 1 mark. So you can rate yourself which category. So now 3 kinds of knowledge based on the mode of nature, material nature. That knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all existence, undivided in divided, is knowledge in mode of goodness. That knowledge by which a different type of living entity is seen to be dwelling in different bodies is knowledge in mode of passion. And that knowledge by which one is attached to different kind of work, one kind of work, as all in all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in mode of darkness. So basically, this first one, what is it that knowledge, seeing one undivided spiritual nature, basically to see Paramatma in everyone. The person is able to see that the same Paramatma is there in everyone. So Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, that stage, this is. So seeing, he is able to see in that stage, that is in mode of goodness. But then when a person differentiates between one living entity, so human and animal, seeing on a different platform, there's a distinction is there, poor and rich, like that. So that's differentiation is there. So then it is the second one, so mode of passion. And in the third one, it is a ignorance. So he has no knowledge of soul nor Paramatma. He is completely in bodily platform. So this is the 1 mark. You can mark yourself where you are. So here we can see, this is for first one, where the person is able to see one spirit soul in every living entity, whether a demigod, a human being, animal, bird, beast, aquatic plant, possess knowledge in the mode of goodness. We have now, what is that shloka? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha 5.19. It says Vidya Vinaya Sampanna, the one who is in true knowledge, is able to see Brahmane Gavi Hastini. So a Brahmana, an elephant, and the dog is Brahmane Gavi Hastini. Shuni Chaiva Swapakecha. Shuni Chaiva Swapakecha means this one, the dog eater and the dog and the dog eater. So everyone seeing on a platform of the soul and super soul. So that level is called as mode of goodness. You can see here, is able to see all the parts in the heart, in everyone's heart. And this is who sees a different body in different living entities. So this is in a mode of passion. And Prabhupada gives in the purport for ignorance. For him, God is money, and knowledge means satisfaction of bodily demands. Such knowledge has no connection with absolute truth. It is more or less like the knowledge of ordinary animals, the knowledge of eating, sleeping, defending, mating. Because we see here in the picture, there is 4 things are done by even animals. Eating, we are having with family, even they are having. So sleeping, even animals sleep. Defending, saving oneself, protecting oneself, or defending oneself, both we can take. And mating, so they're having children. So these are all there. So what makes humans different from animals? So these are the common things. So what is that thing which makes us different? Reasoning, questioning, thinking, logical intelligence. And there is also spiritual intelligence, emotional intelligence. So highest is the spiritual intelligence. So this is only there in human life. 3 kinds of action based on modes of material nature. So first one, as for actions, that action in accordance with duty, which is performed without attachment, without love or hate, by one who has renounced fruitive activities, is called action in mode of goodness. So for example, if a son has to take care of his parents, so he does as a matter of duty, without seeing whether it may be difficult for him, or maybe they're both working in a house, husband, wife, or maybe they're not, but still he will take time for the parents and he will take care of them or their needs. So that is doing as a matter of duty. And in the second one, but action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires, and which is enacted from a sense of false ego, is called action in mode of passion. So when a person will only work when there is something, he gets some promotion or he gets some good height. I mean, he needs something in return. So otherwise he won't be able to work. So that kind of thing is called as person in mode of passion. And action performed in ignorance and delusion without consideration of future bondage or consequences, which inflicts injury and is impractical, is said to be action in mode of ignorance. So where we see this, right, we're doing the foolish acts or burning the property of public or doing this terrorism, all these things come in this last third. So now 3 kind of workers based on the modes of material nature. The worker who is free from all material attachment and false ego, who is enthusiastic, resolute, and who is indifferent to success or failure, is a worker in mode of goodness. So he is not attached to result, he will do as a matter of duty again. So there is no supervision required for him. He will work, even if it is a late, it happens sometimes, or he has a commitment, he has to finish his task, he will do that. That is in a mode of goodness. But that worker who is attached to the fruits of labor and who passionately wants to enjoy them, who is greedy and impure, moved by happiness and distress in a worker mode of passion. So he, again, this is a person who expects something, only then he'll be able to work. And that worker who is always engaged in work against the injunction of scripture, who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, expert in insulting others, who is lazy, always morose and procrastinating, is a worker in mode of ignorance. In many companies, you can see maximum people will be on the third category. I mean, they'll be waiting when is the Friday coming, because they want weekend. They don't want. If you are waiting for a Monday to come, then you can put yourself in the first one. And if you're waiting for a weekend to come, then you have to put yourself in the last, because it shows that how much interest you are having to go to work. I mean, the person here in the mode of ignorance, he has reason, I mean, why he should not go. I mean, he may have so many reasons because he only sees the negative aspects. So now 3 kinds of intelligence based on modes of material nature. O son of Pritha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding, what is liberating, that understanding is established in the mode of goodness. So all this Bhagavad Gita, whatever we learned, 18 days. So who is maximum, who can understand the most and will be able to apply in life? The first one, because he can understand what is binding, what is liberating. Krishna has told many places, the fruitive activities will bind us, and what is liberating? Liberating means worshipping the Lord Krishna without any selfish motives. So that is liberating. And following the Shastras, he's very cautious and he's afraid to do any sinful activity because he understands that for any pious or impious work, that whatever Shastra says, that everything it will come back to you. So even if you do pious, you have to come back and take the results, reap the result, and the same thing for the impious. So he don't want to do any karma or vikarma, only the akarma, which to please the Lord. So he knows what is get entangled and he want to come out of this birth and death cycle. So for him, the mission is very clear. And the second one, and that understanding which cannot distinguish between the religious way of life and irreligious, between action that should be done and action that should not be done. That imperfect understanding, O son of Pritha, is in mode of passion. Means the mission is not clear. Sometimes he thinks this is right, Shastra is saying right. Sometimes he has his own faith in something else. He feels that that may also be right, or he does not believe in few things, not everything. But Arjuna says, in the chapter 9, 10 and 11, that I accept everything what you are telling, Krishna. It's not like one part of it I take it and the other part I don't take. Everything is taken. So here the understanding is not clear. So this is in Rajogun. That understanding which consider irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion, under the spell of illusion and darkness, and strives always in wrong direction. O Partha is in mode of ignorance. So they cannot identify or make out. Usually the person in mode of ignorance, he will take the wrong way always. He takes the wrong path always. He thinks that right to be wrong and wrong to be right. If you tell him something which is in Shastra, he will immediately reject that. And they confuse also the people. He thinks the great soul to be an ordinary common man and common man to be a very great God or something. They do the worship. So they have very wrong understanding in everything. That is in the last one. So now determination, O son of Pritha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadiness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of mind, life and senses, is determination in mode of goodness. So Prabhupada, like how much determined he was. Every same time he used to have his activities irrespective of traveling to any country. So that country, whatever time he would start that activity. So not easy for everyone, because he is a Nitya Siddha. Nitya Siddha. We are all Nitya Baddha, we are conditioned. They all come to save us actually to this planet. Not that because of karma they come, but they come to liberate all the souls like us, fallen souls like us. 3 kinds of happiness based on mode of material nature. Now happiness in three mode. That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens ones to self-realization, is said to be happiness in mode of goodness. Anything good is not easy to start. So even any new hobby, if you want to do, it is very difficult. If you plan to get up in the early morning from tomorrow and do the japa, or if you have to do for yoga or something, it is very poison at the initially, but then when done at a continuous for stretch of some months or then we will start to see the result. So that is why it is said poison at beginning and nectar in the end. This is in like even when you chant, right? Sometimes the mind will rebel. It will tell no, not interested, because we don't have taste now. But then slowly, when you develop the taste, then you start feeling pleasure. So that is the first one. That happiness, which is derived from contact of senses with their object, and which appears like nectar at first, but poison at the end, is actually in the nature of passion. So some people are addicted for sports and the movies, no? So these things that may give happiness at the initial stage, but then the addiction will spoil them. So too much addiction to that, my mind will be disturbed. It will affect on our consciousness and health, everything. So this is in the mode of passion. And that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be in nature of ignorance. So basically, always in either pain to pain. Initially, when starting also it is painful, and ending also painful, because he does not, the person is always morose and sleep. So he's always in illusion. So if he is a student and he is just wasting his time or drinking or with the friends, just roaming around, not reading when there is an exam, he will fail. So it's like in the last one, mode of ignorance. So now there is you can total it up, and then you see where you are. If it's near, very good. Near 6, not so great. Near 12, pick your sleeves, pick yourselves up. Okay, it's okay, better. Right. So now here the 4 kinds of ashramas based on mode of material nature. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, the 4 ashramas which Krishna has done. In the 4th chapter, Krishna says, no, Chatur Varnyam Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. How are this caste system made? Guna and Karma. The quality one has acquired, and the mode of the activity the person does is engaged in. Based on that, the caste was decided. So what is a Brahmana? The first one says, Shamodamasta Pashaucham Shantirarjavami Vacha Jnana Vijnanam Astikyam Brahma Karma Swabhavajam, peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and religiousness. These are the qualities by which Brahmanas work. So if anyone claim themselves to be a Brahmana, then you should see these are the qualities that he or she should possess. This is what says Shastras. He has to be peaceful, should be self-control. Self-control means control, having control over the senses, all the senses. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jitva vegam, udaropastha vegam. Etan vetan yoga, ekatan vegan yo vishaheta diraha sarvan prithvim sa shishyat. So one who has control over the speech, Vacho ke vegam, manasa krodha vegam, the mind and the anger and the genitals, and vegam, manasa krodha, jihva vegam, the tongue, udaropastha vegam, then stomach and the genitals. So he can have disciples all over the world, says in Shastra. So self-control, this is very important, and austerity, purity, so tolerance. So there are 9 qualities for a Brahmana. So, and then for Kshatriya, Shauryam Tejo Dhritirdakshyam Yuddhe Chapi Apalayanam Danam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the qualities of work for Kshatriya. So these are the qualities. So anyone who is in a leadership role or in administration, he should possess these qualities physically, because that is the nature of a Kshatriya. He should have those leadership qualities. Krishi Gorakshya Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam, farming, cattle raising, and business are the qualities of work for Vaishya. And for Shudra, there is labor and service to others. So here there are 7 qualities for Kshatriya. And three qualities: farming, cattle raising, and business. These are done by the Vaishyas, and Shudras just to help the other people. So that is the labor class, the Shudras. So Prabhupada says it doesn't matter which caste you are Brahmana. I mean, Shastra says also that it doesn't matter which caste you are born by, because birth is not in our hand. No? But then if you are dying, before dying, if you become a Brahmana, then your life is successful. So the Shastra says, Janmana Jayate Shudra. In the Kali Yuga, everybody is Shudra, it's the born. And Prabhupada says that too, in Shudras also there are different classes. First class, second class, third class, fourth class, fifth class. And Prabhupada says, in Kali Yuga, most of them are fifth class Shudras. And some samskara bhaved dvija, means parents give some samskar, he becomes a dvija. And then and spiritual master gives initiation, and then he becomes Vipra, means Brahmana. So one who takes shelter of a spiritual master, then he can become a Brahmana. And by following not just taking initiation, following all his instructions. So Prabhupada says, a life becomes successful if anyone who if he becomes a Brahmana before he leaves this body. Otherwise, it is just like a cat and dog. It says like it is like dying like a cat and dog, because nothing we have achieved except then those four things: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. So Krishna says, in every ashrama, be it a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, you can do perfect as per the duties mentioned in the scriptures. Whatever the prescribed duties, by doing that, he can become a perfection. He can become perfect. So Brahmanas means they don't work for money. In those days, even all the kings, they used to have a Brahmanas in their kingdom. For whatever, any decision they have to take, they will consult them, because they were very intelligent. It is said Brahmanas will be very intelligent. He's a lazy intelligent. No? So Brahmana is lazy intelligent, Kshatriya is a busy intelligent, Vaishya is a lazy fool, and Shudra is an active fool, because he is doing all wrong things, but he is very active. And Brahmana is a less intelligent. But then the kings would go to Brahmanas for asking everything. And they were not afraid, because they were not taking salary. They would be very boldly, they would give their decisions. And we see this one example in story of in Bhagavatam, where there was a called King Vena. So he was very bad king. I mean, he had stopped all the religious activities, the worship of the Lord, and he was, torturing all people. So then all the saintly kings, they decide to kill him, to dethrone the king himself. Means so much power the Brahmanas had. They could even bring down, if the king is not efficient, they had a right to do that. So yeah, so all these ashramas, so they can become, they can do work properly in their area, and they can attain perfection, because for Krishna, everyone are same, everyone are part and parcel. No, Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke, Krishna says they are all part and parcel of me, everyone. So it is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reaction. So this is also, Krishna has told this in chapter 3 also. So do the Swadharma, don't do others' work. So be a Kshatriya, because he wanted to take up, Arjuna wanted to give up everything and go to take sannyas and go. No? Right after, he says, he thinks after the knowledge is given of the soul, and then in chapter 3, Arjuna thinks that, okay, when I have developed knowledge, then I have to leave everything and go to sannyas. But Krishna said, no, that's not right. Krishna says, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Bhayavavaha. It says, means it is better to engage in your own dharma, your own prescribed occupation, than to do others perfectly. You can do your work imperfectly. So here we can see the person is keeping a competition, who will climb the tree first. So it is so unfair, no? Now, who will be able to do here? Okay, can someone tell who can climb the tree here? Who do you think can do that?
The monkey?
Yeah. Yes, and then there's one more.
The bird.
Yeah, the bird. Yeah, only these two people can do, no? So the other cannot do. So that does it mean, is it a right comparison? So not. So whatever we are, and this is also one reason why people are not happy, because they're engaged in occupations which is not their swadharma. We need to find out, give some time for yourself and find out what is that which I'm really liking. Is it something teaching or helping others, or like a Brahmana, reading scriptures? This thing, is it my interest? Or then something, at least give some time for your swadharma. If not for every day, I mean, keep timing some time in a day so that you are feeling happy. Otherwise, we won't be getting that happiness, because if we are not involved in our swadharma. So that's what Krishna is saying here. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samas sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhate param. One who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. So for a pure devotee, a stone and a god, sorry, it's not god, gold, are of equal value. This is Brahma Bhuta stage. This is from Purport. So we saw this example can somebody tell me which is that story? Which story? There was some precious gem which the person gives up, and he had thrown that thinking that to be some of no use. What's
Haridas Thakur?
Not Haridas Thakur.
I know you told us.
Yeah, Sanatana Goswami. So
Okay.
he was the one, no? The villager comes to him to ask for that Chintamani.
Yes,
the
yes.
Stone. So that because he's already in Brahma Bhuta stage, he's in the happiness. He's joyful because he's getting that because of the devotional service to the Lord. So when a person becomes transcendentally situated in loving service of the Lord, then, and he understands that the Lord, the Supreme Lord, he's a maintainer, and he's the controller, and he's there as Paramatma in everyone's heart. Then there is no anxiety. So everything he leaves to Krishna. So whatever happens, no? So we are all when all the dirt will go. I mean, when we chant, when all that how just like how the river get cleansed from the dirty water. So similarly, the person gets all the anarthas will go, and he becomes purified. So in that stage, he can always remain joyful, because there's a saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Rake Krishna Mare Krishna Rakeke, means if Krishna decides to kill someone, then nobody can save him. And if Krishna decides to save someone, then nobody can kill him. So that faith we need to have in God, and then the person can be in Brahma Bhuta stage. I mean, this will happen only by the pure devotional service and out of mercy of spiritual master and Krishna. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschamsmi tatpataha tato mam tatpato gnatva vishate tat anantaram. One can understand me as I am, as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So not with any mental speculation, somebody can understand Krishna, because there are many, like Karmi can do fruitive activities. I mean, they give God only, like they will drive God. That if I get this, I will give you this, Lord. So that is again the fruitive activity. And then there are jnanis, they want to merge with the Lord. So different people, but then Krishna says, Bhaktya Mama Bijanati, only with devotional service. And how to do devotional service? Krishna says in 9.34, Manmana Bhava Madbhaktaha Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishasi Yukpaivam Atmanam Tatparayanaha. Same shloka will come in this chapter also. The first two lines will be same. So how to worship the Lord? how doing bhakti. The 9 devotional services is the 9 devotional services that we do: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedam. And also how to do, Krishna says, think of me always and become my devotee, and pay obeisances unto me. Manmana bhava madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaishvasi. So in this way, always thinking of me, you will surely come to me. So, and also it is said, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhave grahyam indriya. Means the gross senses are not able to understand the Krishna. So how do we understand? Sevon mukihi jivado swayameva spuratyada. Means only by service Krishna will be revealing himself to his devotees. Otherwise, cannot understand the Lord. So it's just like a honey bottle and honeybee. So you have heard so much about devotional activity and is good. But how do you get the taste? Only when you do the service. No? When you engage yourself in some devotional service, you will really get. Otherwise, it is just like licking the bottle of honey from outside. No, we are just seeing how it is. Okay, but then the real taste is only when we open the bottle and have that scoop of honey. No? So similarly, the devotional pleasure will be revealed only when person is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. So there's a fair and exhibition. So there is no entry. There's a ticket, right? So similarly, same way, we need the ticket of bhakti to enter the abode of Krishna. So only if who has bhakti only is allowed in Krishna's abode. Mat chitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi atachetvam ahankaran nashroshyasi vinakshyasi. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. So if we are always able to remember the Lord, so then Krishna says, you are able to cause this obstacle of conditioned life. So this conditioned life means the 2 kind of miseries we have. Primary is the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. The secondary is Adhyatmika Klesha, Adi Bhautika and Adi Daivika Klesha. Only with Krishna's mercy. So it is said, we can see here, the hoof print, no? The cow's hoof print. So the crossing a river is in the ocean, even the great swimmer, he cannot, when the Olympic medalist also, he cannot swim the ocean. But then Krishna will make the obstacle so small. So if there is a water stands here, you can very easily cross over it. So Krishna makes the devotee life, he will give the strength to overcome those obstacles. That's what Passover means. Krishna will give the strength. Whatever obstacles may come, he will allow, he will give us that strength to cross over. And also, it said that it will become a small, problem will come in a smaller way instead of a bigger way when we have taken shelter of Lord Krishna. This comes also in chapter 12, where Krishna says, Teshamaham samudhartam dukti samsara sagarat vaminna chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. I'll take them from the ocean of miseries who have taken shelter on me. Ishvara sarva bhutanam ruddeshu arjuna tishrati ramyam sarva bhutani yantra rudani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. O Arjuna is directing the wanderings of all living entities, who are seated as on the machine made of material energy. So we know this tree example. We saw this earlier, where the body in the body there are 2. One is the soul, the other is the super soul. So this body, Krishna is sitting, Hridayeshu Arjuna Tishtati, is there in the heart as a machine. On the, he says, I'm sitting on a machine. So because all our organs are compared to a machine, Krishna has designed his human body so perfectly to satisfy our desires. And the soul is taking advantage of it. And whenever we want to feel that it is enough, then we see towards God that Krishna is always there to hold our hands. No? So Krishna is in our heart as Paramatma, the 4-handed, Shankha Chakra Gada. The man is like a machine. So this knowledge we get from submitting ourselves to a spiritual master, approaching a spiritual master and serving him with all humility. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim tanam praksisi shashvatam. O scion of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, he will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. So, Sharanam Gacha. Sharanam means taking complete surrender. So, can anybody know what are the 6 principles of surrender? What is the 6th principle of surrender to the Lord? Anyone knows? Okay. See, it is basically Anukulasya Sankalpaha, means doing the favorable, anything favorable, doing which is, Anukulasya Sankalpaha, doing everything that is favorable for my spiritual growth. Pratikulasya Varjanam means rejecting everything which is not conducive for my spiritual growth. And Anukulasya Sankalpa, Pratikulasya Varjanam, Rakshishyatiti Vishwaso. Rakshishyatiti Vishwaso means having a faith, strong faith that Krishna will protect me. He is a protector. And Goptrutve Varnanam Tata means he is a guide. Krishna is is there me to guide me always. He is there as Paramatma, no, in our heart. Krishna will guide me, and also through Bhagavad Gita. And Atma Nikshepa Karpanya means surrendering with humility to the Lord. So in this way, if somebody has taken surrender to Krishna, Krishna says you can get transcendental peace and go to Lord's kingdom. Iti te jnanam akhyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimshraya aitad ashena yata ichchasi tata kuru. Thus, I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential, deliberate on this fully, and then do you wish to do. So this is a great quality of teacher we saw in chapter 2, right? So Krishna, after giving all this knowledge, so much knowledge on all karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga, so he is saying here, now I have given you, now it is your free will. So this is not just for Arjuna. Krishna is telling for all of us through Arjuna that you have learned now all the knowledge. So now think about it, okay, and apply in your lives, and then do what you wish to do, because Krishna never interferes into our karma. It's on us. Whatever we do, that karma we only have to take. Krishna will not interfere in karma. He has given us the free will. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru ame vaishasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. So the same shloka, the last 2 lines are different here. The other one was in 9.34. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus, you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are very dear friend. So, chanting, Manmana Bhava Madbhakto, Madhyajimam Namaskuru. How to become a devotee? I mean, having a relationship with Lord means offering everything to Lord before we have. And then Madhyajimam Namaskuru, worshipping Lord and then paying obeisances. So if these 4 we can do, we can go to Krishna. Krishna says, Sarva dharmam parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyaha moksha ishyami ma shuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. So what are the everything means? We can see so many things are there. Someone want to go to heaven, reward to heaven, rituals, fruitive activities, traditions, liberation, theology, right? Which then demigod worship. So different things are there. I mean, they'll think, okay, what will happen? So nothing will happen. Krishna says, leave it everything. So sarva dharma parityajya. Leave all varieties of religion. Just surrender to me. Whatever sinful you are afraid of, don't worry. I will save you from all the sinful reactions. So whoever has taken surrender, Krishna has saved them. No? From the here we can see how he saved all the Rajvasis from Lord Indra. And then here, this is Gajendra, when he paid obeisances and he offered a flag. Krishna came and he saved him and he liberated him. And here's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu who saved the fallen, the Jagai Madai. So whoever from the Indragopa insect Lord Brahma, Krishna says all the sinful actions will be, I will take away all the sinful reaction if they take surrender onto me. So when we chant holy name, that is actually a purifying. It purifies us. Because Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. So there's no difference in Lord's name and Krishna himself. So it's purifying. Yaidam paramam guhyam matbhakteshu abhidasyati bhaktimai param krutva mame vaishyati asamshayaha. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. At the end, he will come back to me. So whatever the conversations having between Arjuna and Krishna, if we explain this to the devotees, not to others, because not to the people who are envious, only to people who have belief, faith in God and not envious of Krishna. Krishna says that I will give the pure devotional service is guaranteed for him, and finally, when he leaves this body, he can come to me. This is Prabhupada giving initiation, Harinam initiation to his devotee. So, there is no servant in this world dear to me than he, nor will he ever be more dear. So, best gift what we can give to others is Krishna consciousness. If you are able to bring anyone and give them the highest of their life, they'll be always thankful to you. No? So it is also a karma what we are doing. And like you all know, so much of endeavor is put for spreading this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And every time we struggle for registrations. And the other day when His Grace Namanisha Prabhuji, when he came to class, he told that all of you can participate. Like if you there is a referral system which they have introduced now, and in that, if you refer some 5 or 10, whatever, if the people when you're in that referral, when they register, they have to give your name. So some gift you will get. So you can also be a part of it and become dear to Krishna. Like if you feel this message has helped you, you can also spread this. So this Bhagavad Gita is available in all the languages. Prabhupada has made available so that everybody gets benefited. And we also, this L01 is all the languages that we have in, I think here. No, I'm not sure. Not all. Maithili, Marathi, and the like. No, Maithili we don't have, I think. Many of the languages we do have here. So you can check in the website. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worship me by his intelligence. And Krishna says this in chapter 10 also, that aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarva paravartate iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhava samhara. The person will, here Krishna says that one who understands this will worship Krishna by all his intelligence, because now his intelligence is able to make out what is really best for him. What does Prahlad Maharaj also says that the highest selfish thing that you can do for yourself is the self-realization. That is to worship the Lord, to Krishna. What is that? Nate vidu swartagatim Vishnu. Nate vidu swartagatim. That knowing Krishna or we will send Mataji. Ajay Prabhu. We'll also post in the group. Okay, don't worry. We'll post in the groups. Okay. And Nate vidu swartagatim Vishnu. So he says that the most selfish thing is to worship the Lord. So that if we are really intelligent, then we have to take it up, the devotional service to Lord Krishna. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reaction and attains to auspicious planet where the pious dwell. So you all have been listening with all faith. Without faith, you won't be able to listen. So Krishna gives a Shruti Pala here. that without any, somebody listens, then he can get, he'll be free from all sinful reaction and attain to auspicious planet with the highest wealth. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to your instruction." So all illusion is over. So because in second chapter he said I am illusioned and he gave some 5 reasons that I cannot fight. No? And now he's saying I am free from all illusions. Now I can fight. Now I have understood that the purpose of life is the Lord. So finally, after 45 minutes, it is said that 45 minutes, this was the conversation happened between Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And then finally, Arjuna decides to fight. Now Sanjay is telling, because Sanjay was also seeing everything happening, all this conversation. No? He had a divine eyes. "O king, I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment." So he is a pure devotee. He's in ecstasy. So he's getting thrilled. But nothing happened to Dhritarashtra. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. You all can repeat. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha.
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha.
Tatra Sri Vijayodbhutihi.
Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutirihi.
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha.
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha.
Tatra Shir Vijayorbhutihi.
Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir.
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha.
Yatra
Partho Dhanurdharaha.
Tatra Shir Vijayorbhutihi.
Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutirihi.
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Thank you, everyone. So what is the translation? Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mistakes, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, ordinary, extraordinary power, and morality. This is my opinion. So this is a declaration Sanjay gave that before the war started, that wherever Arjuna, that means indirectly, your sons are going to get defeated. Your son has lost the war. So Sanjay is giving a verdict here. So wherever there is a Lord and Arjuna, so if we go in the path of Arjuna, we accept the instructions of the Lord as Arjuna did, then there is no doubt that the person will get all opulence, victory, power in his life, morality. So this is declared. So the summary of the chapter: freedom from bondage through karma yoga, pavanani manishina, the 5 factors of action. So what are the 5 factors? Somebody can tell. What are the 5 factors? For achieving anything, there are 5 factors required for accomplishment of any action. What are those 5? I gave you the example of that sari shop. What are that? What are the 5 factors? You can also post in chat.
Place of action, the doer, the knowledge of action,
Endeavor. Okay.
soul,
Endeavor.
and the super soul.
No, not soul. The senses. Okay. The first one is place of action. Second one is the performer, the person who is involved, and the various senses. Third one. And then comes the different endeavor that you take up for the business or whatever. And then finally the super soul. These are the 5. The 3 mode control everything. So how all the activities a person performs is based on the 3 modes. Natad asti prithvivyamba. Purification through varnashrama dharma. Shreyan swadharma vigunaha. Means do the activity which is as per your swadharma. Don't try to do someone else's activity. So Arjuna wanted, being a Kshatriya, he wanted to take Sanyasa, which was not recommended by Krishna. And Prabhupada says that this Varnashrama Dharma does not applicable when somebody has taken a shelter of a spiritual master, because he directly takes into Krishna consciousness. For him, he is above the platform of Varnashrama Dharma. And that's what Krishna also says. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. To come raise above the three things, three gunas. So Varnashrama Dharma is basically for all the ashramas who are doing, and means when we have not taken a shelter of a spiritual master, then we strictly have to follow this Varnashrama Dharma. Brahma platform, confidential knowledge. Adbhaktim labate para. Bhaktyamam abhijanat. Pure bhakti, action in Krishna consciousness. Sarva dharmam paritijya. Give up all religions. Conclusion. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. With this we come to the end. So life lesson. If Krishna is on our side, you will always win in life. So the 29th batch is going to start on 17th October. So we share the link in your groups. So please do share. And we do have in the many languages, like you can see, English, Hindi, Kannada, Konkani, Telugu, Tamil, Malyalam, Tulu, Odia, Gujarati, Marathi, Bengali, and all different batches, timings, everything is available. And we do have Bhagavatam classes also in different languages. Yeah. You can check with admins if you want to see any other language. And if you want to attend English every day in the temple link, you can join at 8:15. And we do have courses for children also, this 18 days Bhagavad Gita. There's a different group for 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15 years, and for youth, 16 to 25, and then for adults. So this is a temple, daily temple program. This is the link. And we have these programs going on in the temple link. So we have the Mangalarti at 4:30, and then 5:30 the Japa, and 5:45 we have a Bhagavatam class, short Bhagavatam class for 15 minutes, and goes to half an hour sometimes. And then the Japa continue, and then Bhagavatam class. And afternoon, this is not Gaura Leela. I think now, Bhagavatam is being read, I think, in the afternoon, 3 o'clock. So in English, reading is going on. So these are the things. And I think there are addition we will create. So you can register for the level 2. Whoever have not registered so far, please do register. We have 2 things. One is free Bhakti Shastri, which leads you to level 3 and level 4 and 5, and reaches you to ISKCON Bhakti Shastri degree in 3 years of disciplined efforts. So basically, the level 2, it will complete in I think 18 weeks. So 18 weeks, almost like 3.5 to 4 months, you will complete the level 2. And then you go to level 3. It's all different. Like you will have a separate certificates for everything. And this is for, you will have assignments and examination. But here another we have called Bhakti Shastri, which is basically focused on the Vaishnava etiquette. So that will be taught. So I request all of you compulsorily join for pre-Bhakti Shastri. And this is also an optional. If somebody is really, you cannot, difficult to take exam, but the exams are quite like the level 1. Little bit more you may have to read, but not that difficult. I mean, all short answers only, not very big answers you have to give there. And you get a 1 week time also to answer them. It's quite easy. So please do take it up. So with this we complete. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. I thank you everyone for making your time to attend all the days. I hope you've got some benefit or some from this course. And I thank Ajay Prabhu also for his continuous dedication for all these 18 days. He has been there to support all of you. Yes. How can I find spiritual master? You have already got Mataji. You have a Prabhupada, right? Prabhupada is our spiritual master. He is there in books. So somebody asked Prabhupada, like, when Prabhupada was there, he said, what do we do like after you are born? So what should we do? Then Prabhupada said, I am there in my books. So we literally get Prabhupada's guidance. I mean, we can have that relationship. When we start reading his books, you can understand. He really guides us to his books. Okay. Thank you.
Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. Also, thanks all the devotees. And I thank you all that you have all joined level 2. And hope we will meet again. There is level.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So take just see whichever timing is suitable for you. I think Raj Prabhu was saying it's only available in one time or 8 o'clock on Sunday or something. Whatever, please join. It's just a weekly once or twice it will be there. So please continue your journey. Otherwise, you will again will fall back in material world and difficult. So just be in touch with devotees. That's all our request is. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Jayanti
And
Mataji and Vidya Mataji. Yeah.
And Mataji, in how many days do we have to finish the quiz? Because we have another 2.
Maybe this will be open for another 3-4 days. So before that, you can just finish.
Okay, thank you.
Mataji, as part of this level 2, right, there is pre-bhakti and sadachar course. So I don't know 3 years commitment and the timings, will it be suitable? Keeping many things in my mind, I opted for the second one. But when it comes to the course, both the course for 18 weeks, level 2, will it be the same or it will be different?
No, it is different. Basically, this Bhakti Sadachar is not from Bhagavad Gita. Some stories from Bhagavatam and Vaishnava etiquette, the dress code and different things. These things will be covered in the Vaishnava Sadachar.
So if I have to change, then in case if I have to change from Sadachar to Bhakti, how do I do it again?
You can just join here and again register it. It's anyways 2 different links.
Okay, so how do I cancel the one which I've already done? So is it possible?
If you have already, I mean, if the timing is not suiting, then you can leave that group. You can be in this group, Bhakti Shastri, and then later maybe after this you can do that. If you feel overwhelmed, like too much is there, do one thing.
Mataji, for level 2, we have to chant this holy name for 108 times, or what is it like?
Yeah, 1 round is compulsory. Okay, you need to have a certificate of level 1, and then 1 round chanting of 108 round. That is the only requirement for going to level 2. Are you? Hope all of you are doing at least 1 round here.
No, actually not every day. I don't do every day 1 round of chanting. I do it some days, and some days I forgot.
Okay. One you have to do at least. Okay, that is a minimum 1 round, and it is better to increase. Okay, slowly, but at least do 1 round.
Okay. Actually, this is my second time I'm attending this Bhagavad Gita lecture. Like first I have attended last year, so I have level 1 certificate already.
Okay.
So just for more understanding, I have again registered for this level 1 only.
That's fine. You can produce the same certificate if it is asked.
Mataji, if we are not able to get the certificate, what to do?
You will be able to get if you attend the quiz. You still have 3 days time left. It's easy questions, 10 questions in each chapter. You can just attend and you will get, I mean, it's auto-generated. So I think whoever have finished the 17 chapters, are there anyone who has already finished 17 chapters? So today, if you
16th, 15th or 16th.
I mean, this batch also.
Yes, like first batch to last year only I completed. Now this batch 15th or 16th chapter till that I have completed.
Yeah, so another 2 chapters, then you can download. There's an auto download option. So Mataji, you can take it. Raj Prabhu, thank you so much. I also feel blessed in all of your company because with all interest you have attended all these days. So I thank you each every one of you. Thank you, Vidya Mataji. Hare Krishna. So let me see if anything possible to meet, or maybe it's only possible. I don't know. Maybe by the time your level 2 will class only will start because we are back on 15th. Only, and then new batch is again level 1 is starting on 17th, so there's very short time. I don't think we'll be able to meet in between. Yeah,
you will only be taking
level 2 I'm already taking, so I don't think you will be coming to my group because we are already in chapter 5 there. So maybe some other teacher may be there.
Okay.
Mataji, I want to say one thing. You have a beautiful voice. When you chant the Gita, we don't want you to stop. We just want you to just go on chanting the Gita. You probably can record it in your voice, and it will be a blessing to this earth.
Oh my God, no.
Honestly,
Thank you for your
honestly, you have such a divine voice. And when you're chanting, I don't know whether you realize or not, you get lost in the words. Like, you are with Gita at that moment.
I don't know.
So,
I think that is this one, Mataji. I mean, it's basically when a person is speaking, it shows your, what to say, the way of seeing or things, because you are so involved, otherwise you can't appreciate.
But honestly,
actually. Yeah.
We feel blessed. I won't be able to join the English part. I'm joining the Hindi one because the timings are not feasible for me. This 7 o'clock.
Sure. Any language. All of you are welcome to join in India or regional, like if you have a mother tongue different. So you can opt it for level 2. That is convenient. But then for me personally, the quiz and all, if it is in English, easy to answer. Other language is really very difficult actually. I feel so. Writing. If you're convenient writing in Hindi, then fine.
Yes, I don't know. That is going to be a challenge, but the timings.
Or maybe the quiz you can take in English. You can just check with the admins. It should be possible because same questions. Just check it out. I'm not sure about it.
Yeah. The only problem was the timings, so it was a little difficult for me.
Okay.
So clashing with my other.
So what is your timing now in Hindi?
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
On Sunday.
Sundays.
English also is same, I think, right?
It's 7 o'clock, somebody mentioned.
No, 8, I think.
8 o'clock.
Okay. So I'll go back and probably change or something.
Sure.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. Anybody wants to say anything? Yes, Mataji. Yes, Disha.
Yes, thank you, Mataji, for teaching, because your teachings are also very nice.
Thank you.
Like I understood not the whole thing, but yes, whatever was needed.
Yeah, it will take time. Even I have also initially I was attending continuously the level 1 only for so long. That happens. That's
Mataji, one thing, I take a lot of stress and anxiety. Like I have done MBA and I'm searching for a job, and I get a job, but after 1-2 months I get stress and anxiety. That how will I be able to do that? And last job which I did, it was a contractual role. So now the contract had ended. But again, I'm searching for a job. But in this process, again, I'm taking a lot of stress and anxiety. So what should I do?
So what Krishna has told, you have only that 2.47. You go today and read that the purport 2.47. What purpose is in the purport also?
2.47.
Because you only have right to do the work. You do, because we are not responsible, and there is Krishna is there. No, in the 5 factors you saw, anything to happen, there's a God's approval. And don't take stress. When the time comes, it has to happen. You do your work. You do honestly. You do try. So we know, no, even Prabhupada, 40 years he didn't see success, and then how God gave him the success. We should never leave the hope. Have trust in God, and keep trying. And don't take anxiety. Do your work. Krishna will be observing. And when
actually, I'm taking homeopathy medicine for the stress and anxiety. So last week, it was a last week for me, because now the doctor has told that you have to take allopathy if in this week you don't have any progress. That psychiatrist psychology allopathy medicine I need to take. So I don't want to take that. So
have you not seen this chapter 6? We showed the effects of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So many psychological effects also, like it works on your mental level also. So I think you're not doing 1 round also. You have to do more round chanting. I say at least start with 4 rounds. Okay. And then you see the difference, because Krishna is Rishikesha, no? When you are submitting yourself to the Lord, so he will control your senses and mind, and automatically your mind will start becoming more peaceful. So instead of, you do whatever the medicines that doctor has given, but simultaneously do start this. You will see the change. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Mataji. Just give your blessings. I don't want to start
Yeah.
the cycle.
Sure, sure. I think all of us are elder to you here. We all have bless you.
Yeah.
All the best. Don't take any anxiety.
Yeah.
I wish all the best to everyone actually.
Mataji,
So-
can we receive 108 slokas selected?
Oh, yesterday I showed in the group. Were you not there yesterday in the class?
Maybe I was writing something on the chat box to you, so I missed
Actually,
it. Was it the
Prabhu,
database?
yeah, Veda means you have to just go there under
Okay.
register. You have a free resources. There is something called free resources. So there, Prabhu, is it saved, shared in the system? Any chance in group or not? Not it?
A minute. Just I am trying to share it in the group, but it is a 8 minute, 1 minute. I am just trying.
Or else I can share it with you, Prabhu, if you're not
But
having.
that is
Share it with the 108 shloka. Okay. Ajay Prabhu, I will send it to you now. You can just share it in the group, okay? If you go to website and if you browse, it's available, but still we can share you.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
now it is uploaded.
Uploaded? You sent?
Yes. Yeah, it is going. Yes, it has been.
Okay, please refer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, we all can chant 3 times Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you Padma Mataji and everyone in the chat, Lata Mataji, Pradeep Prabhu, or everyone. Hare Krishna. Okay, we all can chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Please be in the journey. I wish you all very best. May our Lord Radha Govind bless you all and help you to advance in your spiritual life. Thank you. Thank you for joining all these days. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Happy Navratri, Mataji.
Thank you. Same to you. Same to everyone. Happy Navratri to all of you. Hare Krishna.